Hey everybody, it is Prince's friend. We had a little bit of technical difficulties um, on the other channel, but ignore that one and come and watch this one instead. This is where it is now. Um, so I will give everybody a chance to kind of catch up and get over here because this is where the actual show is. So I'm going to type in to Twitter and whatnot. Q&A going now. And here is the link. So yeah, yeah, how have I been? So this has been a pretty crazy this has been a pretty crazy couple of months here. I went on vacation for a little bit, and then when I came back, we had an amazing time doing some reviews, and then I had some technical difficulties with my computer, and it wasn't acting right. There's just, oh man, so many things have been going on. So obviously, I want to address one thing that has been kind of bothering me here, and that is that my hair isn't exactly great. If everybody kind of looks at it, it's sideways and uneven and whatnot. And the reason for that is not a fun one. It's actually because I actually went to the barber shop, and this was a barbershop I'd been to before, and they did a pretty good job last time. So I went to them and I was like, all right, I need, this done, and I need to have a bunch of, I need to get my excuse me, I need to get my edges done, and I want to blow out, and I need it, redone and kind of curved and whatnot. So it worked out the last time that I went, and I ended up with a really good haircut. But this time I went and the guy started doing he started doing my edges, and my edges were looking really, really sharp. And then we got to the end of the haircut, and I was just like, oh, I had said I wanted a blowout, and can you do that? And he just said, oh yeah, sure. And I'm like, what the hell did you just do to my hair? I have I mean, it really messed up my hair. I was not very happy. So now that I've gone through that, I think that was enough time, hopefully, for some people to start catching up and showing up to the Q&A. But yeah, oh my gosh, that was like the worst haircut I've ever had. So I don't recommend going to this place, but you guys will never actually go to that place because it's here in Florida. So I doubt that your guys are going to come to Florida. Welcome Purple Banana to our first live stream. To your first live stream. This is our third live stream. So welcome, and hopefully you can hear me all good and everything like that. And definitely I'm glad that Robert Jones was able to make it to this one, because I know that you've been trying to make it to them. So yeah, oh man. So many fun things that we've done lately, and so many good things that we actually have planned, and I'm really, really excited about it. Patty Fuller, how am I? I'm actually really, really good. Not only my day job, I'm a writer, for you who don't know, and it's been getting a little bit slow, so I picked up some side work on the side. I'm doing some accounting and some financial work for some people, and I'm also picking up a couple of other side writing gigs, and I'm also starting a brand new company with some other like-minded folks, and hopefully that company will grow to be something bigger. So really good things going on over here, business-wise. My youngest, Evan, who you've seen in some of the videos, is doing very well. Both of my older kids are doing very well. So everything's really, really good. So yeah, so awesome. Great things. So yes, struggles with an afro, I'm telling you. What do I think of the song Moonbeam Levels? So first off, I think the song is good. And I actually have a single spotlight that I plan on releasing probably Monday for Moonbeam levels, so that I can kind of complete my run of things going on, because I've been talking a lot about Prince Forever in the latest videos and whatnot. So I kind of want to finish up my Prince Forever coverage by doing a single spotlight for Moonbeam levels. And I think it's a good song. I think my problem with it, I think, is the hype behind it. Because the song itself is pretty damn solid. The lyrics are really, really good. But a lot of people are like, he wrote that in 1999 era, right? Everything you wrote in 1999 era was just magical. And I'm just like, I don't know. I really liked musicology myself, but I thought musicology was way more magical. But 1999 stuff was really, really good. I think it actually falls really in line with a lot of the stuff out of 1999. Almost, it's kind of like the ultimate track from the 1999 era, if you think about it, because all of the songs on 1999 are about basically how this woman that he's with is torturing him and making him feel terrible and, killing him emotionally. And, the idea that she would die and and without her, he would just kill himself as well. Whew, that's some terrible stuff right there. So I think that's I think that's really, really good. It's a good song, though. I really, really dig it, and I like the chorus. And there's going to be a video that's going to have some of the stuff that I just said on it later on. But yeah, I think it's really, really good. So, so jumping around here. Thank you for coming, Vicky Waiting. That's awesome. Have I gotten the new Prince book? I haven't. It's actually in my Amazon cart. So I'm excited to get it whenever I do get it, but I haven't gotten it yet. And I want to see all the pictures, and I've seen some of the pictures online. A couple of people have been sharing them and whatnot. But no, they're really, really good, and I can't wait to get the book. It's about $20 off of Amazon, so it's just a matter of me, I don't know, getting $20 of disposable income at this point. As soon as I got $20, I'm all over it. All right. Oh, Mr. Ant, thank you for coming and saying good night, at least. I know if you can't stay, that's cool, but thank you for saying good night. All right. So Robert Jones, I saw you speaking about working on the details for Come. My question is, are you going to do MPG's Gold Nigga? Yes, I am going to. I'm going to end up going back to Gold Nigga. Because I really want to do Come now. I really want to do Come. It's been a long time coming, I think. But it's been a long time coming, and I'm actually excited to do it. I'm going to be doing Come as well as the Space and the Let It Go maxi singles. So it's going to be that's going to be next week. So I'm excited for next week to go ahead and get those reviews out. And it's been a while since I've done like a themed week. Well, actually, it's only been a couple weeks. But anyway, but yes, I'm excited about that. And then I'll end up backtracking and doing Gold Nigga, because I'm not going to skip it entirely. But it's just one of those that I have to skip it because I want to do something else. I know it kind of falls out of line with my usual I have to stay in order thing, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So yeah, sorry for anybody who is just joining us now. There were some technical difficulties, so hopefully it's not making it really, really hard to find us in our discussion right now. All right, so have I ever seen or heard the deleted scene with Jill Jones' performance of Wednesday from Purple Rain? I have not seen or heard that. If anybody has a link to that, please share it, because I would love it. I think that's awesome. Hello to Teta Boro. Oh, I noticed that Teta Boro, you were commenting on a bunch of the videos earlier. Very good to meet you. So is Thieves in the Temple anyone else's favorite or one of their favorite Prince songs? I think it's a really good song. It wouldn't be one of my favorites. Just off of Graffiti Bridge, it's a good song, but there are just Elephants and Flowers and Joy and Repetition and Still Would Stand All Time. Those would just be 3 off of the same album that I think just topple Thieves in the Temple. Those Thieves in the Temple was a lot more dancey and a lot more poppy and a lot more radio friendly. So You know, that's just kind of how it is. All right. So yes, the book, The Private View, is out. Did I get my copy? Nope. That's what I was talking about earlier. I did not get my copy. Hi, do I know if there is any copy of Wally? I have a copy of Wally. Uh, I have heard it, and I do have a copy, and it's not bad actually. It's a pretty fun song. You can tell that it was a song written for a friend, and it's a fun song. It's not anything super serious, and it's, you know, asking Wally like, where did you get your hat? Where can I get a hat like that? Like, it's really, really funny. Yeah, but it's good. So yes, I do have a copy. Where can you find Moonbeam Levels? That's off of Prince Forever. So if you pick up Prince Forever, or you can just go to iTunes and just buy just that track. You know, I mean, you don't need to buy the whole thing. Just buy the one track. It's pretty much everywhere now. So there's that. Let me see. Am I going to the O2 exhibition? I am not. I live in the States, and international travel is expensive, and this channel does not quite yet pay for me to be jet setting around the world. Soon though, you know, we're about to hit 4,000 subscribers, so maybe one day we'll have to see. Let's see. It's just I love how you guys are having conversations in here. Let's see. Oh, I was talking about the album 1999 from 83, not 1999, which was Raven to the Year 2000. Yes, that is what I was talking about. Yep. Let's see. Yes. Oh, man. Yeah. The Horny Pony is an amazing song. And it's so weird that not actually a whole lot of Prince friends actually have heard Horny Pony. And again, it was one of those kind of side tracks that if you bought the single for Get Off, you wouldn't get it if you got the Get Off maxi single, but you would get it if you bought the Get Off just the single. And you would get it off of the Cream maxi single, but then that wasn't really available here in the States. It was really only available internationally. So it's one of those things that, like, you may or may not have ever heard Horny Pony. And I actually, if you go look in the comments of my Horny Pony video that I did, there were a whole lot of people who had never heard the song before watching my little video. And I only gave you like a little snippet, but the whole song itself is just really, really fun. I'm a big, big fan of that song. So what's my favorite track from the last two Blast from the Pasts? So I've listened to the Blast from the Pasts, but I don't remember any of the names of most of the songs. I could probably bring it up. There were a couple though that were really good. But again, I don't even know what the last two are. That's the thing kind of about the leaked copies of things. Like I listen to the leaked copies of things, but it's not like, that's not my go-to. Like I really like to listen to what Prince put out there as, you know, albums, because he used to try and create experiences. And so if you put on an album, you got a Prince experience that he lovingly crafted for you to have. And that's not what you get when you listen to those Blasts from the Past. You just get kind of a ton of amazing tracks. Like there's no doubt that the tracks aren't good, but they're just back to back to back to back to back, and then that's pretty much all you get. They don't really have any cohesion to them, which is what I like. I like to have cohesion to my Prince albums and my Prince experience. But I may be weird. Maybe it's just me, but that's just kind of my thing. So let's see. All right. So this of course always jumps around every time. What are my top 5 favorite Prince albums from 80s, 90s, and 2000s? Okay. Gold Experience from the 90s. I really liked Musicology. I think that was 2006. I really liked Artificial Age. From the 80s, probably Love Sexy. That's 4. Should I just throw out a 5th one? I think 4's good because I hit each of the different decades there. So I mean, if I was to go back to the 70s, I would have to just say For You. Oh no, I guess I would have the choice between For You and Prince. So I liked Prince better than For You, so I'm gonna say Prince. So there you go. So yeah, you know what the interesting thing is about Tony M. Robert Jones actually puts. There's a lot of folks who haven't heard some of the tracks. Sadly, I know Tony M. isn't one of your favorites and all, but it fits. And actually, you know, and I did a whole video about it, but like, you know, I don't hate Tony M. I like him, and he has some good lines in some of the songs. I think that the era that he was in, which was really just 2 albums. It was really just Diamonds and Pearls and then the Love Symbol album. But I think that he might have been on those too much for me. But I mean, but he's not necessarily bad. I think he's fine. I think that he's great. But I think that musically he was just on it too much. I needed more Prince and less Tony M. But you know, I mean, no harm, no foul on him. I like him. So let's see. Yes, actually, I did know. So did I know that Sheila E. made a remake of the Prince song America? Actually, she covered a couple of different Prince songs. She covered America, and she also covered Free. And that was for her iconic album. And I plan on doing a review of that soon. I've been listening to it the last couple of weeks because I was part of the pledge music to go ahead and get it funded. It's really good. It's got some James Brown on there. It's got some Sly Stone on there. So it's good, and obviously it's got some Prince on there. So I plan on doing a review of that soon. Again, been moving around a bunch and doing a lot of different side jobs and stuff, so my recording schedule is not as good. Also, you know, I don't know if anybody was on my Twitter and saw that I was posting about having a Prince versus Michael Jackson video ready and in the can, and all I had to do was just, you know, push, you know, just go with it. Well, when I went back to get it edited, I found out that there were some sound issues for the first half of it, and it was actually a Patreon video that I was doing with King V Jackson, who has his own channel on YouTube, but his channel is devoted to Michael Jackson. And it was actually me and him having a debate about, you know, who we thought was better, Prince or Michael Jackson. And it was a really fun conversation. And basically the second half of the conversation is still usable, but the first half is not. So we haven't been able to schedule a re-record. So what I'm going to end up doing is basically doing the first half of the conversation, just me, and then I'm going to throw on the second half, which was the continuation of our conversation. So that's the plan right now, and I hope if I don't get that out next week, it'll be the week after. It just depends on how quickly I can get it edited, but do keep an eye on that because it was a fun conversation. And honestly, comparing two greats like that is really, really good. So it was a lot of fun, and we didn't talk a lot about, like, you know they both had terrible childhoods and stuff like that. We mostly focused on the music side of it, and who has more talent, who can dance better, blah blah blah. It was a fun conversation because we kind of both brought our own aspects to it. So I won't spoil it, but it was a really, really fun conversation. Wait, Purple Banana, you haven't listened to the whole Graffiti Bridge in full? Shame. Go at least watch my review so you can hear snippets of each song. But come on, you got to listen to Graffiti Bridge from beginning to end. Like it's also kind of an experience. You can't just start in the middle or whatever. You have to listen to the whole thing. Okay, so let's see. Oh wow. Okay, so a lot of people are getting Wally up in the chat room, which is good. It's a good song. It's a rare song, and for a long time people could not get their hands on it. But it recently kind of hit the leaks stream, and now a lot of people have their hands on it, and it appears that even more people will have their hands on it, so that's awesome. Let's see, am I going to do a review of the Purple Rain Deluxe Expanded Edition? Oh, hey, Robert Jones already answered it. Yes, I already did one. It was in 3 parts, because it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. So the first video is you know, talking about the extended cuts and the remaster and all that stuff, and then the second one is all of the new tracks. Third one is for the concert movie that was remastered. So hopefully you do like those videos. Yeah, Travis, there's a lot of videos I've done already. We just recently crossed the threshold of 200 videos, and I was like, what? I mean, like, I think maybe a handful of those, maybe 15 to 20 are, you know, like interviews and award shows, but stuff like that. But that means the rest of those are mine, which is staggering, honestly, to think about it. It's just kind of crazy. Let's see. Have I ever heard the Black Album? Yes. And actually after Come, and I guess after Gold Nigga, I'm going to be doing the Black Album as well. The Black Album was, what I've been trying to do was do them in the order of official release. And since the Black Album was released, but then immediately pulled back, but then it was re-released later, I'm going with the date of the re-release, which was right after Come. And again, you know, it was released, you know, in order to fulfill the contract, but, you know, the Prince's contract, which was, whew, that was a fun one. Prince's contract. Well, thank you, Michael Dean, for the for the good job. I appreciate it, and I am a fan of you, and it is humbling to know that you are a fan of me, sir. Thank you. So what do I do now? Okay, so but no, I definitely appreciate that. So let's see here. Whew. All right. This is so weird because I actually just had the Prince podcast, and Michael Dean just gave me my very first super chat, which is pretty awesome. I had never had that before, and it just brought a giant smile to my face. For anybody who doesn't know what super chat is, just hit the $sign. It's the super chat thing, and it makes your questions pop up, so I don't have to scroll through them, but you have to give money, which I won't fight it. I won't fight it. So let's see. Where am I going here? I have to scroll back up because it just jumped around again. Okay, I think I found where I was now. Black Album. Where do I find the Jill Jones track of Wednesday? Who knows? So Taika is everywhere, isn't she? You know what's interesting is somebody actually just shared a link to a review that, not a review, an interview that Taika did on what's it called? It's the BBC. So Taika did an interview on the BBC, and I got to see the 1-minute version, and it was interesting. It was basically her saying, you know, hey, we're going to do everything that Prince ever wanted to do, and I'm not going to stop until I've done that, and, you know, all that stuff. And that's nice. And then the same person sent me the 20-minute version of that video, but I have not gotten a chance to watch it. It was just right before the Q&A that I received that stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to watch it and then maybe even kind of comment on it, maybe do a video about it after I've seen the whole thing. It seemed really sweet. Taika seemed like she was, you know, very genuine in what she was saying. So I have nothing against at least the 1-minute version. Who knows what I'm going to get if I watch the whole thing. We'll see, I guess. So let's see. When am I going to drop the Prince versus MJ video that I had planned? I did talk about that. If it's not this week coming up, it's going to be next week. Have I ever had any dreams about Prince? You know, it's so weird. I actually did just the other day. I had a dream about Prince. It was one of the most mundane dreams ever. It was that I kept trying to get to Paisley Park because he had invited me to come over for a party. And so he invited me over for the party, but I spent most of my dream just trying to get there. And then as soon as I showed up at Paisley Park, he was already waiting in his car and he said, come on, we're going to take a ride. And I'm like, okay, I guess let's take a ride. I thought we were going to, he's like, no, we're not going to go inside. I'm like, okay. So we started just driving around and then he started telling me about vitamin drinks and how I should drink more vitamin drinks. So, I don't know if that's my subconscious telling me I should drink more vitamin drinks, or maybe it was actually Prince coming into my dream to tell me I need to drink more vitamin drinks, or maybe I'm just crazy. You know, who knows? But thank you. You know what? I don't get the have I ever dreamed of Prince question before. So that was a fun one, and it just so happened I had just recently had a dream about him. All right, so. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Moving on. Thank you for the congrats on the new job. It's fun. I mean, doing accounting is never fun, but it's fun to make more money than you were making before, because you know sometimes it's all about that money. Looking forward to the cum review. How soon will we get that? I'm thinking that's going to be next week. So I'll probably end up finishing up the writing on it tomorrow and then recording it over the weekend to release next week. And it'll be the series of review videos that I'd normally do, where, you know, I have the summary on Monday, the main review Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, I'll have others and stuff like that. So yeah. So, but yes, the MJ versus Prince video will be coming out. And you know what? I like to say that it's a Prince versus MJ video. You know, I like to give top billing to my guy. Of course, everybody has their own way of doing it, but yeah, there you go. But yeah, Purple Banana, I wasn't trying to shame you or anything. Of course, I'm a big fan of listening through all of Prince's albums. Here's the thing about it is, like, I actually had somebody pop on to, it was either Twitter or my Facebook page, and they said, you know, I'm looking to get more information about Prince. Are there any books, any good documentaries or anything like that that I could watch or read in order to get a better feel for Prince? And, you know, for me, like, I've read a couple of books, and, you know, the books tell me that writer's opinion of Prince and not necessarily who Prince was himself. So my suggestion is always listen to his music. Start from the beginning. Start with For You and just listen, because you're going to be able to see the evolution of himself and his emotions and what's going on in his private life and everything through his music. It's right there, especially if you know, kind of, you know, you're listening for it. You'll be able to easily tell when he was most happy, when he was sad, when he was angry. You know, like a lot of the, you know, slave days, a lot of that music was very aggressive and it was very rebellious, whereas Emancipation and that after, it was very happy and very joyous. You know, it's one of those things that, like, you can experience that roller coaster with him just by listening to his music. And that's what I say. And I'm sure that there's good books out there too. You know, but that's my thought on it, is honestly, listening to the music is the best way in order to kind of get up to date on Prince. So there we are. And of course we just did that. It just skipped ahead again. Yeah, you guys are way ahead of me. I'm just trying to all right. So let's see, what genre do I like Prince to do the most? Is it pop, R&B, rock, country, etc.? Also, what version of A Case of You do you like best? And is it the 83 version from the benefit concert or the 2000s Joni Mitchell tribute album version? I haven't heard the live version, so I guess I would have to go with the tribute version. What was my favorite music for Prince to do? Definitely rock. That's actually why most of the music that I listen to outside of Prince is hard rock. I listen to like hard rock, but I got that from Prince. Like I didn't just go into it, but I listened to a lot of Smashing Pumpkins and Seven Dust and Soundgarden, all kinds of stuff. But I ended up kind of shifting in that direction versus listening to a lot more R&B. Although lately I've been listening to more pop music, but you know that is just what it is. So yeah, I would say I love it when Prince does rock, and because I think his guitar solos were just so amazing, and I think a lot of rock comes out of what you can do with a guitar, in my opinion. So DJ Gary says the Prince podcast, he enjoys the content and the awesome work, and I would have to agree with Gary. So good job, DJ Gary. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, you know, I envy the Prince podcast because they can do reviews, they can do interviews, they can do topic pieces, they can just have discussions. You know, it's weird actually having just kind of a one person channel. It does limit my ability to have good discourse on my channel. It really ends up being me kind of just rambling on for a while, and I think we all know that I can talk pretty well to myself for quite a while. I think some of my, I mean, hell, these Q&As, I am kind of answering questions, but you know, I'm also just mostly rambling. So there is something to having like a podcast where you're talking to guests or talking to other hosts, stuff like that. So I think it's pretty interesting. And that's why I love the Prince podcast, because I like to hear people discuss it all as opposed to, you know, I mean, I have a channel where I listen to just myself ramble on. So I only listen to other people do that just a little bit. I heard that Justin Timberlake is doing the Prince tribute for the Super Bowl in February of 2018. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, it's weird because Justin Timberlake obviously took most of his flair and his brand and like everything. He kind of took it from Michael Jackson more so than Prince. It's kind of weird. I think that might be why Bruno Mars's tribute to Prince felt weird to me too, because I felt like he definitely embodied Michael Jackson more than Prince. But like Bilal's tribute to Prince was amazing. Miguel, I heard him sing a song that was a Prince song, and it was amazing. But I think it's because they fall more in line with Prince's stylings. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's awesome when anybody wants to give a tribute to Prince. I mean, I just watched the Empire episode where they gave their tribute to Prince, and go watch the video. I'm not going to rehash it here. It was okay. But yeah, I don't know. The Justin Timberlake, I think that he'll do Prince justice. I think he's got an okay falsetto, so he probably will be able to sing songs that other people wouldn't be able to handle. But at the same time, I mean, hey, everybody can do their own. I think it's fine. Bruno Mars, I thought was really good. It just threw me for a bit. But Justin Timberlake, maybe I'll have the same thing. Maybe it'll be where I'm not into it at first, and then it will, you know, kind of grow on me. Who knows? We'll have to see. All right, so let's see. The Prince book, The Vault, is the best, but it's out of print. Oh no. Madonna tributing Prince wasn't a bad idea. It wasn't in itself a bad idea. I think that the idea of Madonna doing a tribute to Prince is just fine. They were friends at one time. They had collaborated on stuff. I mean, it seems right that she would do some sort of tribute to someone who was once her friend. And I mean, and that's awesome. So I'm glad that she did that. But Nothing Compares to You, in my opinion, is not a good song to do for Prince. It's not a good tribute song. Let's Go Crazy is a better tribute song, but even that one, like, everybody's doing Let's Go Crazy. So I want to see some original tributes here. No Let's Go Crazy and no Nothing Compares to You, because that's cliched as hell. So let's not do those anymore for tributes. That's why Sheila E. won. She did Love Sexy era stuff, which was much better. Okay, so looking for questions here. How much TV do I really watch? Oh gosh. So I that was a very good question. That shows me somebody who's actually listening and watching all the videos. So I actually have an app called TV Time that I actually use to track all of the shows that I watch, and it's a pretty cool little. I don't know if we can see this. Let's see if we can. Can I do it this way? No, it's going to be like this. So if you can see this, it shows you all the shows that are in my lineup, and I have Superstore and American Horror Story. I have documentaries and Adam Ruins Everything. I have to catch up on Fear the Walking Dead. Mindy, obviously. There's some Hannibal on there, some Gotham, The Mick, Bob's Burgers, and I kind of jump around a lot with whatever I'm watching on TV. But that's why, like, I have to have a whole app just to keep track of it all, because oh my gosh, I have so much TV. And then that's why I was like, I can't add Empire to my regular roster of TV. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Do I have a favorite Prince album? You know, I always say the Gold album, the Gold Experience, because the Gold Experience was like that was my shit. That was my jam. Seriously, it really, really was. And I can still go back to that album every day, and I could listen to it every day, and I'd be happy. But you know what? Like, I've been listening to Artificial Age a lot, like, and it's got so much replayability on that album that it's just amazing. So honestly, I think if you were to ask me today, it is a tie between the Gold album and Artificial Age. So that's a hard one, though. That is a real hard one. Okay, so let's see. What are my favorite songs, top 3? So I think I did answer this one before, and I gave my top one, which is and that's off of Artificial Age. If I was to pick a number 2, it would probably be Endorphin Machine. And if I was to pick a number 3, oh wow, that is a hard one. I would probably say Five Women. Five Women is an amazing song, and one of those that I never get sick of listening to, and I love singing along to it. And yeah, I'm going to go with Five Women. Yeah, oh my God, that's such a good song. Took 5 women. Oh God, that's such a good. Do I think rock music is dead? I don't think rock music is dead. I think rock and roll is dead, which is a specific type of rock music. But then, there's a lot of different rocks. There's metal. There's hard rock, there's industrial, there's a lot of different kinds. So I wouldn't say that rock is dead, but rock and roll might be on its way out, but rock and roll specifically, which might be why a lot of people really didn't listen to Prince music and kind of give his music a chance. It felt very old school, which is not really in line with what's today, but at the same time, that was Prince's style, and it was really, I thought it was great. So yeah, there we are. This is a good one. Tony Wellens. I've been watching old interviews, concert performances, listening to his albums to get Prince, and that's good. So he has impacted my life now because of his outlook on life. And you know what? Preaching to the choir. Me and you are kindred souls, Tony, because that is exactly what happened to me. I listened to Prince music my whole life, and just listening to it shaped me in such a way that I feel like I am a better man today with having listened to his music than I would be if he had not been a part of my life. So yeah, totally. And that's honestly, that's how you get Prince, though, is you have to listen to the music. And if you're not religious, You know, if you're like me, I'm not like, he sings a lot about God and whatnot and all that stuff. You like, I don't necessarily, you know, believe in the same things that he believed, but I get it. Like, I get what he was trying to get across. It doesn't have to be the exact same. He's not trying to say you have to believe the same thing that I believe. He's saying, be good to each other. Equality is wonderful. You know, it's like, that's what you have to do. And actually, that's one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. When I took my vacation, and I say vacation because I was, you know, gone for a whole week, and I did those little mini interviews with some of my friends at the convention that I was at. But there was actually, I won an award at that convention for one of the things that I wrote, which yay me, you know, pat myself on the back. It's awesome. But, you know, a lot of people go up and they'll make jokes to make the audience laugh, or they'll thank their family and, you know, stuff like that. And you know what? I went up and I dedicated my award to the memory of Prince. And I made sure that I wanted to say that there was a lot of, you know, negativity going around, and that really we all just have to understand that love for one another is what's going to set us all free. And I think I conveyed that. I had a lot of people who came up to me afterwards and said, like, I felt what you were trying to say, and it made me cry. Like, people cried because I was telling them the words that I learned from Prince. You know, so it's such an amazing thing that he was here on this earth, and that he was able to, you know, relay these very positive messages that have been able to have an impact on some people's lives, mine, and hopefully many of yours. Hopefully it's not just me and Tony. Hopefully it's many of you. But yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, Bambi, awesome guitar, but questionable lyrics. Not really. They're not questionable back then. They are questionable now. But that's kind of what happens when you take anything and you define it under the microscope of today, today's standards and stuff, when it wasn't written for today. Like, Bambi would never be done today, but it was done back in the day. And, you know, back in the day, it was a lot more common to kind of call out, you know, gay people as wrong and stuff like that. And obviously we're a lot more enlightened nowadays. So, or I'd like to think that we are. So yeah, so there's that. You and I live close by one another. I'm in Newport Richey, or no, not Newport Richey, Port Richey. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we should get together and have a listen. Oh, listening parties would be fun. Let's do that. All right. Send me like a message or something. I don't know how that would work. You can send me an email. Of course, I have an email. Just go to the About page and the contact stuff. And I have an email. It's princessfriendyt@gmail.com. So feel free to send me an email. And yeah, we'll schedule some sort of listening party. I would love to do that. Maybe after the new year, probably, because I'm pretty busy for November and December. But after the new year, we'll totally get that done. All right. So moving on, I'm going to try and find some other questions, and I'll stop rambling about me, I guess. Let's see. Oh, you guys are, I'm blinded by the daisies in your, do I have any thoughts about the removal of the vault contents to California? Well, I did do a whole video about it. I think since then, my attitude towards it has calmed, but I'm still cautious. I'm still cautious because, you know, yes, like, maybe the tapes were deteriorating. Maybe they needed to do this in order to preserve stuff. You know, maybe this, maybe that, but it just felt wrong to remove them from Paisley Park. But feelings aren't concrete. Like, feelings aren't 100% correct. So it could be the 100% correct thing to do, even if it feels wrong. So I don't know if I'm really the one to make that determination. But I would say, you know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, that's just it. Yeah. All right. What is my least favorite Prince song? Come on now. I'm gonna say Velvet Kitty Cat, because that was a terrible song. All right, awesome. That was an easy one. I also don't think that tributes are lame, but you know, depends on what you're into. I think that, you know, it's always funny because I would always watch like music shows and it would always be like, we're having Michael Jackson week and we're gonna have Queen week and we're gonna have Madonna week and all that stuff. And I was always like, hey, why don't they ever have a Prince week? It's not because they can't get a hold of Prince's music, because Prince's music, I mean, you couldn't get his later albums probably, but his earlier stuff was owned by Warner Brothers. And if you could get Michael Jackson and, you know, Madonna stuff, then you could get Prince stuff. And occasionally somebody would sing a Prince song here and there. But I always wondered about that. Why would they never do a Prince week? It seemed like it was such a slam dunk to do something like that. I don't know. But I hate to say it like this, but now that he's dead, they probably will. Because American Idol is coming back. So they will likely have a Prince week on American Idol, where everybody has to sing a Prince song, and everybody will probably butcher them and make them sound terrible. And then I will second guess my entire thought process behind wanting them to have a Prince week. So yay. Yeah. Let's see what I have here in terms of more questions. Keep them coming, guys, because I'll try and get to them all, and I'm trying not to skip any. Let's see. Good night, Vicky. Bye. You're probably already gone. What did I think about Emancipation? Emancipation was amazing. I haven't gotten to that album review yet, but that's the quick version. It was 3 albums of amazing music. I thought that the first and third albums were better than the second album, but all 3 were really, really good. Because Prince had a lot of time to write 3 albums worth of material. It was songs that he had been writing basically during the entire slave era, because he didn't write any new music during the slave era. All that stuff was old stuff. So yeah. But I mean, there's a reason why he was able to get, you know, so much music out during Emancipation, is because he hadn't been releasing any of his new music for like 4 or 5 years. It's amazing. All right, let's see. Oh no, it skipped again. Gosh darn it. Do I think that Purple Rain could be shown today by today's standards? Shown today, I think, is a weird statement, because I mean, it's shown everywhere, and after he died it was shown in theaters and stuff. Would it have gotten the same reception? I would say no, but the 80s were such a particular place in time that it's just not something that would ever happen again. It just isn't. But when I did my review of the Purple Rain movie too, I talked a lot about how nobody in the movie was a likable person, not even Prince, but the music pretty much made up for it, basically. But like, I never got a sense of actually liking any of the characters. But, you know, it does also tell kind of the story of what happens today. I mean, it does happen that way. You know, you could be with an abusive boyfriend and, you know, you guys have a giant fight and then you go back to him anyway. And that's kind of the sad reality of today. And I know this because my wife works with domestic violence and all of that stuff. So like, I know a lot about this. So not that movie was abnormal, but just it was so like something that would actually happen that it made it a little bit more depressing, if that makes sense. But yeah, so there's that. Oh man, I'm bumming myself out here, guys. Come on. My friend Tony, Wellen says, I'm not religious anymore and I don't agree with all of his beliefs, but when I hear songs like Let's Go Crazy, When Doves Cry, The Cross, or The Ladder, speaks to my soul in many ways. And that's exactly what I was saying. Me and Tony, me and you, telling you. Um, um, but yeah, so there's that. Do I think of today's music in 2017? Oh, what do I think of the music in 2017? Okay, I got it. I misread the question. I was like, do I think about it? I mean, I guess I do. What do I think about it? I think it's okay. It's a lot more, at least the stuff that's on the radio, it's a lot more geared towards just, trying to make you dance. I've noticed that the vocal quality on a lot of people has gone down and you can kind of get away with just a catchy hook. But I guess that's not new. I guess that's kind of what's been going on forever, but I mostly ignored it because I had Prince to listen to. So yeah. Anyway, but I mean, I actually do like quite a few different songs that are on like today's radio. I really like a lot of what Bruno Mars is doing. That Charlie Puth song that just was out, "You Need Attention." That's not a bad song. I don't think that he's singing it very well, but the song itself is good. But I think that's what ends up happening with a lot of stuff is he did that one song with Wiz Khalifa and now he thinks he can do whatever, and that's cool because his record label will let him do that stuff. But yeah. But yes, Robert Jones. I wasn't saying that disc 2 wasn't good, of Emancipation, mostly just that it was good, but I thought that the other two were stronger compilations of music, and just the way that they were put together. But disc 2 is amazing too. They're all amazing. They are all great. So yeah, there we go. I don't know why anybody. So DJ Gary says some Prince fans dismiss Emancipation album as not being good. What are your thoughts? So I've never heard of anybody saying that it wasn't good. I think the most recent person that I discussed Emancipation with purchased it and listened to all three, and then their response was, it was too much music. So I don't know how I feel about it. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. More music is better. But also, one of the things that I do a lot of the time whenever I'm listening to albums that have multiple multiple albums on it, like a triple album or a double album, is I section them off. I listen to disc 1 and I will treat disc 1 like it is its own album, and I will just listen to that and dissect it and get all the lyrics and learn all the melodies and stuff. And then after I feel like I'm done with that album, then I move to disc 2. And that's honestly a way that I use to kind of digest large amounts of music in a quicker way. And I did that a lot with like Smashing Pumpkins. There were a couple of albums from Nine Inch Nails that I did that with. With Prince, I don't really do that. With Prince, I listen to the whole thing. Because I think that Emancipation itself was three different experiences, but they were 3 connected experiences, and I think that they do deserve to be all listened to together. So there's that. But wow, like we're talking a lot about Emancipation here. Hopefully, hopefully we get some other questions here, because otherwise I'm just going to give my whole Emancipation review away here. You think the movie Purple Rain, will it be on Facebook Live? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know what the context of it being on Facebook Live would be. Like somebody watching it and just like filming it while they're watching it. I don't know. I wish that movie Under the Cherry Moon was in color. I don't. Actually, I'm actually really happy with it being in black and white. I think it evokes a certain... It's supposed to be that whole foreign black and white movie thing, and it's supposed to give you kind of an exotic feel to it, which I think does that very well. Let's see. Did I hear that interview with The Game where he said Prince walked out of a session due to the cursing in the raps? I did not, but I wouldn't be surprised because there was a large portion of time there most of his later years, where he did not want to have any raps. And I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again just because I think it's a funny story. But I was at the only Prince concert I was ever able to go to, and he was singing Sexy MF. And oh man, so he was singing Sexy MF, and he was going, "You sexy mother," and doing that to the crowd, and hoping, I guess, that the crowd was not going to say "fucker." But I mean, who is not going to scream "fucker" at the top of their lungs at a Prince concert? And every time that the crowd yelled it, he looked so disappointed in us. Like, I didn't yell it. I was of age. I could have yelled it. And I went to the concert with my mom. She could have yelled it too. We were fun. But you know what? Like, I'm good at listening to instructions from the person who's up on stage. And I was like, I don't know. I felt like it was disrespectful to sing that line that way, because, you know, he was kind of trying to step away from, you know, from the cursing and stuff. And that's kind of the weird thing about it too, is that a lot of people when he stopped having cursing in his songs, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Prince isn't Prince anymore if he's not cursing." And I'm just like, why? Like, his music was always spiritual, and not cursing doesn't make it any less sexual or erotic or any of these things. Prince isn't any less Prince just because he doesn't want to say fuck anymore. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, to each their own. Everybody is really into judging. And, you know, the thing about Prince that I always loved, and one of the lessons that I kind of took away from the way that he conducted his life was, God, I was about to say, haters gonna hate, but that's more a Taylor Swift thing. But no, I mean, it's basically just ignore anybody who is not on your team, anybody who is not looking for you to succeed, anyone who has got something negative to say to try and put an obstacle in your way to your happiness and your success. Get rid of them. There's no reason for them to be in your life. And if they are in your life anyway, ignore them if there's no way to get rid of them. That's what I do. If anybody comes to me with any kind of negativity, I go, no, thank you. I'm going to move on from here. And thank you very much. You have a good day. What do I think the next special edition set should be? Ooh, that's a good question. And that's a hard question too. I'm never one to keep up with anniversaries and stuff like that. I know that the anniversary of the Prince album release was just recently. So I'm not really, like, I don't know about that stuff. So I know that, like, the Purple Rain Deluxe Edition was released like around the same time that the original one was, and it was 30 years later, and, you know, and stuff like that. So, like, it made sense. It was pretty cool the way that they did it. In this case, I think that the next box set should probably be for, well, I mean, you go down the list of the most sold albums, basically, right? Because they're only going to do a special edition box set for an album that they're thinking is going to sell. And I would say probably the 1999. 1999 would probably be the next one that they'll do. And they'll probably dig up a whole bunch of different 1999 tracks and couple those with it. And, you know, maybe they have some sort of hidden 1999 concert that I've never seen before. That would be amazing if they did that. So yeah, probably 1999. Oh, MC Moniker said 1999 too. See, we're on the same page. But yeah, I would probably say 1999. I think that's probably the next one. And it definitely is. If you watch my video where I did the top 10 most sold Prince albums, it was Purple Rain was number 1 and 1999 was number 2. So maybe after that we'll get a musicology one. That would be pretty cool. I'm really into music. I've been listening to musicology like a lot lately. Okay, so let's see. Do I think that Prince was the best songwriter in his time? I would say yes. Mostly because I enjoy his ability to do a lot of really amazing lyrics. But I wouldn't say that he was the only really amazing songwriter. There are a lot of them out there, and I've done reviews for a few of them. David Bowie, Chris Cornell, Little Dragon. Their poetry is really, really awesome. So I mean, I am actually drawn to bands that have really good lyrics and very good poetry and songwriting in there. So the thing that I thought was really cool about Prince, though, was that he had his own kind of feel to it and his own swagger. And if you listen to a song, you could tell that it was a song that was written by Prince. It would have something that felt like Prince. Like, I remember I heard Manic Monday, and I didn't even really like any of the rest of the Bangles, but I was just like, there's something about Manic Monday. Why do I like this song so much? And then when it was revealed to me that, oh, Prince wrote that song, and I'm like, ah, it all makes sense now. You know, it's just like, it's just his particular style just always called out to me. And even these other great songwriters, like, I listen to some of their stuff and it's good and some of it's bad, but just like, I just got where Prince was coming from most of the time. And so I would say, yes is the quick answer. And otherwise you can ignore the rest of my rambling. The next question was, not question. Robert Jones says that Crystal Ball was very disjointed. And I would agree with that. But Crystal Ball was very purposefully a smattering of just all the leftover tracks from his Dawn project that he never got a chance to actually put out. So, I mean, that is what it is. It came out that way. But then, of course, The Truth was also part of that. And then The Truth was a really, I dug The Truth. It was a really good acoustic album, and it was something that Prince had never really done before, which, again, like, that's what I love about Prince, is he was always pushing the boundaries. He was always trying to do something that he had never done before. So yeah, so Ashley White says, I want the mid to late 80s albums to be remastered. They sound so quiet in headphones. Yeah, I get you. Although louder doesn't necessarily mean better. So, yeah. All right. How do I feel about androgyny, and how do I feel it's more acceptable by men in mainstream today? That's a really good question, Brianna. So I'm hairy, right? I'm a hairy man. So there is a thing about being a hairy man, is that it kind of disqualifies a lot of the androgyny that I might have if I had less hair, like if I was, clean shaven and stuff. I have a baby face. Hopefully you'll never see it. I shave my face like maybe once a year. And if I do that, I might skip a week of videos because I only do it because I'm like, I wonder what I look like under there. And then I go, oh yeah, I look like that. No. But no, so where was I going with that? So yes. So when I was growing up, there was a lot of pressure to be manly. And this wasn't something that was put on me by my family. My mom was always very be yourself. But from society, from my schoolmates, from the media that I consumed, there was a lot of, be manly, and that's the only way that you'll ever be a man. You remember, these were the times when it was okay to make fun of gays and stuff like that. You could be openly homophobic and it was completely okay. So even though I wasn't gay, I got called gay all the time. I got called faggot a lot. These were my experiences when I was growing up, and it was because I was, sort of effeminate, and like I said, that was back when I was a kid. Nowadays, nobody blinks an eye because I have like a big beard. But it's one of those weird things that appearances really do matter. Even though I haven't changed anything about the way that I do anything, I never stopped being effeminate. I have a certain level of woman in me, and that was, again, something that I learned from Prince. We're all half man, half woman, and there's no reason why you need to deny one part of yourself to feel good about the other part of yourself. Is it more acceptable by mainstream today? I would actually say it's not, at least not in pop culture. It's becoming more acceptable, but it's I still don't think that we're there yet. I feel like nowadays it's okay for you to be a feminine man if you're gay. If you are not gay, then it's kind of a joke, and then it becomes you would think that he's gay, but guess what? He's not. Purr, purr, purr. And then, that's not. I don't know. It's one of those weird social constructs. I wish that everybody could just be fine with it and just be fine with whatever. Yeah. So anyway, did I have a favorite hairstyle from Prince? I really, really liked the graffiti bridge hairdo. I don't know why, but like the long hair at that particular length with the way he had his beard trimmed, I thought looked really amazing. And obviously, his afro in his later years, I thought it was a better afro than when he started. Like, I don't know why. It's the same hair, it's the same afro, but it just looked cooler later on. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. Purple Banana, you're gonna love musicology when you get to it. Just saying. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it just jumped. I'm gonna figure out this whole chat box thing, guys. I'm telling you. Kimberly, I don't think I got your question, so because it's jumping around and stuff, and I'm looking for the question. I'm so sorry. What's my favorite album? I did answer that one already earlier, so definitely jump back and watch this again, and you'll see the answer. What do I feel about the Exodus album? I thought that it was really good, but it was different to have Prince singing backup for Sonny T. It was an interesting direction for the band, but I think that it was overall a really good album. There were a couple of tracks that I'm like, this isn't that great, but on the whole, it was really good. Plus, Mashed Potato Girl, freaking hilarious. Just saying, Mashed Potato Girl is pretty much. I listened to Mashed Potato Girl like a million times and loved it every time. It's so funny. So yeah, so I'm gonna say that. Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, like I'm reading a lot of the comments, and a lot of the comments are, yes, I wish that we could all just be ourselves. I think that would make the world a lot better to not have these social constructs in line. The 80s did that to a lot of us, and Prince was actually really good at trying to jump out of the box that everybody was trying to put him in. But I still get people who come onto my videos and they comment on my videos and they say, I don't know why you like Prince. He was just fucking gay. And I'm just like, come on, dude. Is he gay because of all the women he slept with? Is that why he's so gay? Oh, man. He sleeps with so many women. He must be gay. And I just don't get it. I seriously don't get it. All right. So looks like I got Kimberly's question here. What are my thoughts on the Gold song? Some say it was the Purple Rain of the 90s. What are your thoughts? I thought Gold was an amazing song. The interesting thing that he did on that track was he used a lot of the same tricks that he used on Purple Rain. He used the same echoing voice that he used on Purple Rain, where everything he said echoed after. The guitar solo was great. It was obviously a little bit more beat than Purple Rain itself. Would I say that it was the Purple Rain of the 90s? Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, if we had to have a Purple Rain of the 90s, I guess it would be Gold. Gold is one of my favorite songs from the Gold Experience, again, which is one of my favorite albums. So I'm on board. Yeah, let's call it the Purple Rain. Let's call it the Purple Rain of the 90s. I like that. I've never thought of that. Oh, So this is a thing here, all right, that I'm going to put a link in the comments. Not the comments, the description. I'm going to put a link in the description, okay? I was talking with Peace Love, and Peace Love did this thing where she went on Facebook and she said, it's 3:19, take your clothes off. And I was like, oh my God, we need to make this a thing. I wish it was March right now. And I think March 19th needs to be the day where all of us Prince fans, all of us Prince friends, all of us Prince fam, however you want to call us, I think that that's the day that we need to be like naked all day. I think that 3:19, and honestly, what I've been doing is I have been posting on my Facebook page a little graphic that I made, and I'm going to link you guys to that graphic so you can use that same graphic. And at 3:19 every day, I've been stripping down because it's fun. It's just, that's just the way that it is. So at 3:19 in the afternoon, and obviously you probably can't do that if you work in an office or whatever. Yes, so 3:19 the day should definitely be a nudist day. But at 3:19, it's kind of like it's Prince's 420. You know, at 4:20 is when you're supposed to light up a joint and drink and you know, and smoke it. And like, I think 3:19 is when we're going to be, that's when you get naked. So I'm really excited about this. We need to make this a thing. And I think that we have the power to do this. So I'm going to put a link to the little graphic that I made, and I probably will make some other graphics too. And I'll make a whole video about it and whatnot. So yes, I'm very excited about that. Me and Peace Love have been talking a lot about that because I just find it so great. All right, let me go back to these questions here. What rare Prince song has Prince done live that shocked you that you would have never thought he would do live? That's a very good question. I think when I remember when I was watching the Under the Cherry Moon concert that he did in like Wisconsin or whatever. It was so poorly, like they should have picked a winner and not given it to the actual winner. But so there's that. So I think that when he performed, I believe it was Mutiny, he did Mutiny on stage along with all of the other parade songs, and it fits so nicely. But I was like, what is this song? This song is great, but what is it? And I remember that it kind of blew my mind a little bit. So there's that. So anyway, do I think that Prince used a bit of Michael Jackson's "The Way You Make Me Feel" dance moves in Thieves in the Temple? I guess I'd have to see a side-by-side comparison, but my first inclination would be no, because if I recall, Thieves in the Temple was a lot of leg shaking, more like Elvis leg shaking than anything, and then him laying on the ground and humping the air. So there was that. So I would say no, but I'd have to see them side by side, like to refresh myself on both videos. Have I been to Paisley Park? I still have not, but I have actually started planning my trip. There's cheap flights out there, and I might be able to do it for like, $400 or $500, something around there, and that's gonna cover expenses and travel and tickets and hotels and whatnot. But I think I could probably go. And I saw on their website that if you go on either a Thursday or a Sunday, you get to go into the Paisley Park recording studio and sing on one of Prince's tracks. And I'm like, you sold me on Thursday and Sunday. I don't know what day I'm going to go, but it's definitely going to be a Sunday or a Thursday. So yes, most definitely going to have to go. And really it's just a matter of, like, I've been thinking about just going myself. I've also been thinking about what if me and my wife went, or what if I brought all of my family, so everybody could see it. So it's one of those, it is a planning thing because I live in Florida, so it's not like I can just, jump up and just go. I wish I could, but it does take a little bit of planning. And I'm giving everybody the 15-minute warning here. We are going to be done in about 15 minutes. I try to keep these down to about an hour and a half. So I'm going to try and zip through as many more questions as I can. Let's see. Prince said that Vanity was the female version of himself as beauty-wise. Do I agree? Yeah, yeah, I could see that. And you know, the weird thing is that like sometimes couples end up looking like each other eventually, and it's so weird. I think that they were pretty similar looking. I thought Vanity was very pretty, and but I mean, except in her later years, where she got really skinny with all the drugs and stuff, and then she was less attractive. And then when she gave up the drugs, she became attractive again. And so it was one of those weird things. So anyway. What do you think of "Call My Name" from Musicology? Amazing song. It's an amazing song. It's a really really good song. Um, I don't know really what else to say. It's awesome that you can have a pro marriage, anti government, and have it be a love. It's like pro marriage song, anti government song, and a love song. And it's kind of weird that it kind of all meshed together, but went very well together at the same time. So yeah, so no, I really dug that. So yes, so yeah, so we're gonna do so there's that. Prince wrote Holly Rock for Sheila E. Yeah, he did. He wrote a lot of her early stuff, and that's actually the fun thing about doing Sheila E. reviews is that as soon as she split away from Prince, she was still amazing, and not everybody can say the same thing. So is there record of Prince impersonating MJ anywhere? No, I've never seen it. I would love to see that. If that was the case. Second story, Prince didn't write all of her tracks. They actually wrote a lot of them together. He wrote the majority of her first album, but then after that, they were co-credited on most of the tracks. So that's something. And then, of course, again, she got better as she went along. So I am hoping that I do like the Paisley Park stuff as well. So let's see. Have I ever been to Sarasota? Yes, I have. Like, not, I did. I think I went through Sarasota. I didn't actually like stay there or anything. So there's that. Let's see. You're welcome for answering your question, right, Adventure Julia 12. That's what this is for. Like, I'm here to answer questions. You get to play at the ping pong table. I'm terrible at ping pong, but I think it would just be fun to play at the ping pong table. How and when did I discover Prince? Ooh, that's a deep question. So, Prince was always in my household. My mom listened to Prince a lot, and my mom always made the joke that she would be listening to Prince's self-titled album while I was in the womb, and I would be moving around and stuff. So I thought that was a fun little story. But basically, it wasn't until I had listened to a couple of tracks from, I'm trying to remember the album. I think it was Around the World in a Day that my mom had. And I was like, this is really good. And then, but it was, I mean, I didn't listen to him at the time. I listened to them years after because I was like 9. So when I looked at that and then I was just like, oh, wow. He has a new album coming out. I'm going to buy this album. And it was called Graffiti Bridge. And I was just like, I've liked the other stuff that I've listened. This is his brand new album. Let me hear what he's doing now. And I was like, yes, this is amazing. And then I was hooked after that. And then basically I listened to that album. It spoke to me. And then I went back and I started on For You and then listened all the way through. So, and then like, and it wasn't like today where you could be like, oh, I'm going to hit a button and download the album. It was like, oh, I have to special order for you. It will be back in a month. Okay, well, I'll do that. And in the meantime, you know, I'm 12, so let me save up my money so I can actually afford this $25 album. You know, it was never a really easy thing to do. But yeah, that's how I got into Prince. At least it was kind of by osmosis from my mom, but then I carried it much farther than she would ever have thought. There was a point where we were in the car and I remember her saying, do you listen to anything besides Prince? And I was just like, nope, I don't need to. And then, of course, years later when I was listening to stuff, but I was listening to like Marilyn Manson and stuff, and she would be like, do you listen to Prince anymore? Because we could put that on instead. And I was like, yeah, actually, I do listen to Prince. I don't mind putting him on. I'll put him on any day. Let's do it. So yeah, so there's that. Very cool. Julia, 12. That's awesome that you're a kid and you're into Prince. You know, it's interesting because I went to one of Peace Love's live chats, and it was all kids. It was all like young teens and stuff like that. And it was like, whoa, that is amazing that she is speaking to the kids. So, you know what? Thank you so much for coming and listening to me talk. Hopefully I've shed some light on what it is to be a kid, because I got into Prince, I think, when I was about 10 or 11. So you're around that same age. So just listen with a good ear and just like take in the messages, and like listening to Prince will make you a better person. It's so weird that you could say that about any performer or any musician out there, but literally listening to Prince makes you a better person, in my opinion. So yeah, so there's that. Ooh, let's see. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop it there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of close out the thing. If any other questions pop up, I might answer them. But what I want to do is I just want to say, first off, thank you to everybody who showed up. And I know that we had a little bit of, you know, technical issues at the very beginning, because apparently I logged in twice. And then like I jumped in and I went, hello, and it went, hello, 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 hello. And I was like, ah! But thank you for those who could bared with me and actually jumped in after the fact as well. So there's that. I would say, also, we just passed the 200 video threshold, and we're about to hit 4,000 subscribers. And I don't even know what to think about that. Like 4,000 subscribers. It's one of those things that just blows me away, because I just came on here just to share my love of Prince, you know, and it's one of those things that's like, I saw other Prince channels, other channels that they were reviewing Prince stuff, and they were talking about Prince and they were doing stuff. And I was like, wow, like I surpassed them, and I don't know why, and I'm trying to figure it out. Like there's always there, you know, it's just so weird. But anyway, we're about to hit 4,000, and when we do, which probably should be over the weekend is my thought, what I have is I have a copy of Purple Rain Deluxe that I'm going to give away to somebody, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. But I have this copy that, because when I ordered my copy, they lost my first copy, so I had to contact them and get mad at them and make them ship me another one. So I got that one, and then a second copy showed up. So I have a second copy of the Purple Rain Deluxe that I can give to somebody. And it's amazing that I have, you know, awesome, you know, fan stuff to give away. It's amazing. So anyway, I'm going to figure out how to give it away. I don't actually know how to do that. But we will figure it out together, I think. But anyway, but yes, so we will hope to do a lot more, hope to do a lot more of these Q&As. I was trying to do one every month. We did skip last month. But as far as I'm concerned, we will do at least one a month. I did actually put I did some questioning on Twitter, which is how I normally contact most of you guys, as I talk to you guys on Twitter. But, you know, if we're interested in possibly doing this every 2 weeks, I could probably do that. Well, you don't have to be out just because you already have it, Robert Jones, because if you win it, you can give it to somebody. So don't count yourself out. Anybody can be part of it. So what I'm going to do is, if you think that doing it, twice a month would be good, and you guys would be wanting me to do that, then awesome. Let me know. I also have been told that having a Discord channel would be awesome, because then it would allow all of us to kind of communicate with each other all the time. Put your comments about that down in the comments too. I'm not really 100% sold on that, but you know, we'll see what happens. But I am super excited about what's coming for the channel. We have Come, and we have Gold Nigga, and we have a whole lot of other things coming up. I also have some other reviews from some of the other acts, like Sheila E., and I want to do a couple of Miguel albums and all kinds of stuff. There are so many things that I want to do, and I think that this is we're doing very well together, first off, and I think that we could grow even bigger, but I can only really do that with your guys' help, and that's the best part. So keep on sharing and all of that. I also want to say thank you to all of my Patreon backers. I have like 5 of them, maybe 4. So if you like what I'm doing here, please think about going to patreon.com/princessfriend. You know, throw in $2 at the Patreon, and like, it's really, really awesome, and it's a good way not only for me to communicate, to get what you guys want, because you guys can actually tell me what to review and what kind of videos to do through the Patreon, but I actually already have ideas of how I can I'm going to start taking like outtakes and stuff, and I'm going to start sharing them with Patreon backers as well. So there's that. I am actually thinking about doing a whole website as well, but I haven't really thought that one out really big, so we'll see. Anyway, very, very excited about this. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody who came, and I'm going to sign off now. So as always, may you live to see the dawn. Thank you so much.